Public libraries get a bad rap for being outdated institutions in a modern world. What people don't realize is that public libraries are champions for equity, diversity, and access. They are beacons of hope, sharers of knowledge, and builders of community. Come along as we show you what a public library is really like. What are you waiting for? Come check us out at Red Deer Public Library. This is our story. Be a part of the story. Red Deer is a city of just over 103,000 people located in central Alberta, halfway between Edmonton and Calgary. Red Deer is situated on Treaty 6 and Treaty 7 territories and Métis ancestral lands, which have been the gathering place of many Indigenous peoples over time. Red Deer is located in an area of aspen parkland, home to rolling hills and an abundance of farmland. Red Deer is a vibrant, growing city filled with amenities, a thriving arts and culture scene, and hundreds of kilometers of beautiful paths and walking trails. And although Red Deer has been home to Red Deer Public Library since 1914, the library is still finding ways to meet the needs of this ever-growing, ever-changing community.
Is this the same one Kim used?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh,
Okay.
whatever you just did there, fixed
Yeah.
it? Okay, you can hear me now?
I can.
I'll put it back on and then make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Are we starting? Amazing.
Recording in 3, 2, 1.
Are libraries still important? That's almost a laughable question. Libraries will always be important. The thing with libraries is that our role in the community changes every single year. So back in the day, we really were just rows of books with, a librarian who looked a bit like this, who was going to help you find the information that you need. And at the time, that really was important. And it still is, in a way. But libraries really do evolve to meet the needs of the community. So for example, during COVID times, we were able to quickly pivot to offering curbside service, to running virtual programs, to handing out tons of different kits to go where people could actually do their own library program from the comfort of their home safely. And even after COVID, it took us a while to kind of get things back to normal. And I would say that we are pretty much there, but at the same time, we learned some things in COVID times. For example, we shifted to running a yoga program instead of people coming every Wednesday night in person. That we shifted to doing it online. And guess what? It turns out that's actually better for most people. So they can actually tune in every Wednesday to a yoga program from the comfort of their home still. And that was something that we learned during that time. So we're just always learning, we're always changing, we're always adapting. We are always, cognizant of what the community is in need of, like actually really needs and really wants. And so that's what we use when we are, making our plans of service and planning our programs and our services. And we really just do respond to what our own community needs. My name is Candace Putnam, and I'm the brand manager at Red Deer Public Library. So one really cool thing about working at the library is that the opportunities are kind of endless. So in my time at the library, I have done a number of different roles. I've worked, in reference and information services. I worked on the fiction floor. Things are a little bit different than they were when I first started. I've had some really cool special projects where I kind of got the library rolling on social media in kind of the early days of that sort of thing. And after that, I was a programmer, for children and adults at the DAW branch. From there, I finished my master's degree, and then I was managing the Timberlands branch for a little while. I then was in the children's department as the youth services manager for a while before shifting into my current role as the brand manager. So one thing I love about the library is that, like I said, the opportunities are endless. You never really know what could come up next. And I love that I get to be creative every day. I get to work with amazing people, both my colleagues and the customers that I interact with. It's just such a vibrant and cool place to work, and I really do love it here. Red Deer Public Library is comprised of 3 branches: the downtown branch, the Daw branch on the north side of the city, and the Timberlands branch on the northeast side of the city. In late 2023, RDPL also opened a small pop-up library within the Collicutt Centre on the southeast side of the city, providing one more location for residents to check out and return library books. The downtown branch is the biggest branch. It is home to our largest collection and also has some other cool offerings, including puzzles, board games, a toy lending library, video games, musical instruments, and book club kits, just to name a few. The downtown branch has lots of seating, the most public computers at any branch, and a dedicated children's department with tons of great stuff for kids of all ages. There are often great programs happening in the children's department, too. The downtown branch is also home to the Snell Auditorium and the Waskesiu Meeting Room, 2 of our rentable spaces that are available to community members and organizations. These 2 rooms are also the location for many of our library programs. Finally, the downtown branch holds the Kiwanis Gallery, a space managed in conjunction with the Red Deer Arts Council, where local artists' work is displayed on a rotating basis throughout the year. The downtown branch is also the home base for many of our other library operations, including our information technology team, our technical services department, who take care of ordering and processing all of the items that customers can borrow, and our administration team, which includes the CEO.
So my name is Shelley Ross, and I'm the CEO of the Red Deer Public Library. I've been here, it'll be 6 years on January the 2nd. In terms of career, my first job ever outside of family was with the Spruce Grove Public Library, and I was a summer student there before I went into grad school. And during grad school, I worked for the federal government and the provincial government in different small libraries. And after grad school, I worked for a non-governmental organization for a few years. Great years. And then I went to University of Lethbridge and fell into academic librarianship and started out with sessional and casual and contract positions and ended up with a tenured position as science librarian and really enjoyed that work for I was probably 16 years there. But I met and eventually married a gentleman from Medicine Hat, and so I had an opportunity to take a leave of absence from my science librarian job to take a maternity leave running the Medicine Hat Public Library. And so that year gave me a real chance to see what public libraries do and who they serve and what it's like to be at the helm of one of them. So later on, when I had the chance to get that job for good, I enjoyed 8 really nice years there. What brought me to Red Deer? Well, closer to home, that's a big thing. I belong up in this parkland area and it feels very much like home to me here. But I'd sort of finished with my previous library. I'd achieved a lot and really I thought it was time for someone new at the helm. And I needed to rescue my husband from a really bad job situation. And so taking the Red Deer position allowed me to get closer to home, bring my husband out, and just have a new challenge. To be a public librarian CEO is sort of to give up on handling materials, touching books, talking about books, helping the public day-to-day find material or find answers. You really are quite removed from that unless you happen to be walking by and have a chance to help. But it really is a very typical CEO kind of work. So you're worried about the future, the long-range future. You're worried about liability. You're worried about budgets. You're worried about political influence and having good connections politically with your city, with the province. You're worried about getting grants. You're worried about using them appropriately. You're worried about your collective agreement and making sure that is humming along smoothly. You're worried about any changes to provincial or federal legislation. You're worried about Alberta human rights. You're worried about all of those things that are really, that's what CEOs have to worry about in any organization. So really that's the job, and it's in some ways somewhat removed from actual public library work. you're worried about some of the things that are relevant there, like copyright and making sure your library is licensing appropriately and using appropriately, which might be different, but otherwise it's really just administrative work. In a public library, you're working with board members who are appointed by the city, but once appointed are completely independent. So every year you have 10 bosses and there's a constant changeover throughout the year to year. And so you're hearing different things from different community members, you're communicating different things, and they might have quite different concerns that they want you as the CEO to investigate and address with each board. So really it's a new job every year, and you don't necessarily know from one year to the next what your priorities will be from the board side. But the other priorities remain the same. It's just running a large organization and making sure that everything is humming along nicely. What I love most about being CEO is the opportunity to see opportunities or have community members communicate opportunities to you, and then be able to fairly quickly, because of your knowledge of the organization and the assets in the organization and the external connections, be able to address situations or be able to offer solutions or be able to offer new programs. And so in the CEO chair, you see enough that when you hear an opportunity, you can often mobilize to meet that opportunity. Whereas, if you're lower down in the ranks, then you have to work ideas up and may not have such quick access. So I guess that is probably the most attractive thing about being a CEO.
The DAW branch is located on the north side of the city within the GH DAW Community Center and co-located beside 2 elementary schools. This branch, which was renovated in 2010, is a busy hub for the north side of the city and is the home of the Adult Literacy Department, which matches volunteer tutors with adults who wish to improve their English listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. The DAW branch also has materials for all ages, a large program room, public computer stations, a cozy fireplace where customers love gathering in the colder months, and a community patio to enjoy in the warmer months.
My name is Tatiana Tilly, and my job title in the last 2 years is Strategic Planning and Engagement Manager at the DAW branch of Radio Public Library. And so my job entails a little bit of everything. Well, first and foremost is I manage the DAW branch, which is a second largest branch of Red Deer Public Library. It is in the north part of Red Deer and is inside the DAW Community Center that has been just renovated this year. And so it's a really interesting place to be. I have also been working in the last 2 years with the Radio Library Board on creating our next strategic plan, which has been done for next 5 years, starting this year. So we are good till 2027, but it has been a kind of a year-long project which resulted in creating that big picture strategic plan for 5 years. But we also create annual plan for every year when we kind of tackle specific priorities and create goals for our management team and our staff that bring us closer to fulfilling our big strategic picture that we have for the library in serving radio community. Well, the DAW branch was a second library branch ever created many years ago, over 25 years ago, I think. And historically, it was a school library for 2 schools, GH DAW School and St. Patrick's School. But then it remained the school library just for St. Patrick's School. As I said, it is situated in the DAW Community Center building, so we are part of a big complex St. Patrick's School, the community center, GH2 school. We have a separate entrance. We are a separate entity, but we work in we have a very close relationship with the city of Red Deer and community center. And it feels like a little hub for the North Red Deer, where people come and access a variety of recreational activities that are available in the center and in the library. So it's a great space to be in. What is different about Doe branch in comparison with other library branches is that it serves a slightly different community. In North Red Deer, we have a lot of families with young children, and this is the reason we offer a full complement of early literacy programs. We also, because it's in the North Red Deer, and there is not as many community organizations that there are in downtown, for example, we offer a lot of co-sponsorship programs in partnership with other community organizations to the North Red Deer community. And I'm talking about programs like Ask a Lawyer, Red Deer Cancer Connect. We have Sip and Stitch community group that meets monthly in the library, and some other groups, like we have Speed Cubing Club, and some programs come and go, and some stay with us for many years. We also, the Doe branch is also a home to adult literacy program, which is a fantastic program. Only 3 libraries in Alberta have literacy programs, and Red Deer Public Library is one of those libraries. And this program serves Canadians who would like to continue working on their foundational literacy skills, in addition to newcomers and immigrants who need help with learning English. And right now, it's a very busy program. We have over 250, I think, I'm not 100% sure, over 250 matched volunteer tutor and student pairs, and we have over 150 people on the waiting list who are waiting to be matched with the volunteer. It is also home to our new youth literacy program, which I will talk a little bit about later because it's one of my latest projects. And it is also home to a 6-day-week program with Katya, which I will also talk a little bit about later. And it is also a school library for St. Pat's School. So we have a lot of families and people and learners who come to library all day long, morning, day, and evenings, and use our facility to spend some time, to learn, to meet their friends, to meet their tutors, and yeah, it's a great welcoming space.
Lesson today.
It was great. You're doing to prepare.
Thank you for everything you do.
Always a pleasure.
Are you enjoying the sound?
And then your travel time to and from.
My name is Ala, and I am the manager of the Adult Literacy Program. I am responsible for promoting, planning, delivering, evaluating everything that relates to adult literacy programming. I also take care of volunteer recruitment, planning classes, organizing events, tutor trainings, ordering resources, as well as community outreach. I normally work at the Daw branch of the Red Deer Public Library. However, I do travel between the branches if there is a class happening at a different branch, or if there is a match that needs to happen also at a different branch. What does the Adult Literacy Program do? We are a community adult learning program that has been in Red Deer for over 40 years and part of the Red Deer Public Library since 2006. We report to the Ministry of Advanced Education, and we offer supports with reading, writing, basic math, digital skills, English language learning, as well as skills for learning. We fill a unique niche in Red Deer because we help people meet their individual learning goals, and volunteers are the core of this program. We have a lot of people who come from war-torn countries where they had very little or no access to education. On the other hand, we have many foreign-trained professionals who need help with their English language skills so that they can recertify and work in their field in Canada. We have people who, for various reasons, didn't get a chance to graduate, and now they come to us for that extra help with basic reading and writing. There are people who need help with math so that they can obtain their trades ticket. Many people need help with preparing for their knowledge test or their citizenship test. Whatever the needs may be, our skilled and dedicated volunteers step in and help people meet their learning goals.
The Timberlands branch opened in 2014 and is built within École Barry Wilson Elementary School in the Timberlands neighborhood in northeast Red Deer. Although this branch provides school library service, it is also a busy community destination, with many people picking up and returning their holds to this location, popping in to browse the collection or to use public computers. The Timberlands branch has the cozy neighborhood feel of a small town library and is a welcome place of respite amidst a busy city.
My name is Karen Drock. My title is Youth Outreach and School Services Manager. So that includes overseeing all our youth outreach initiatives. That includes overseeing our school service as well. We provide school service to 2 partner schools, St. Patrick Community School, that's located in the same branch, in the same facility as the Daw branch, and at École Barry Wilson Elementary School, which is in the same building as the Timberlands branch. A few other main responsibilities include managing the Timberlands branch, and also I oversee the physical collections for the library. So the Timberlands branch is our newest full-service branch. It is 9 years old. So we've been able to watch the growth of that branch. It started off being a very quiet library. We've built up an audience. We have regular customers. So it is a small branch. People come in and kind of go, where's the library? And we just say, well, what you see is what you get. It's a very cozy, community-minded branch. It's located in a subdivision. We see a lot of families that can walk there. It's not close to downtown, but it's still a very well-used branch now. It's very popular for holds pickup. We see the students who use Barry Wilson School. The students will come for their school library visits, and then they'll come after school and use the library as just on their own. Some will attend programs, some will play on the computers. We really get to know those kids, and I love that part of it.
The newest location of Red Deer Public Library just opened in late 2023 and exists within the Collicutt Centre on the south side of the city. Unlike our other locations, this location is only staffed some of the time and operates more like a self-serve location where customers can spend time, browse the small collection, pick up holds, or return library items. The awesome thing about this location is that it is open for all of the hours that the Collicutt Centre is open, which provides much greater access to library services at this location than our typical hours of operation at our other branches. So, as for the future of Red Deer Public Library, I would say that it's a bit hard to predict. I've worked here for almost 15 years, and honestly, I never really knew what was around every corner. But we see an opportunity here and we capitalize on it if it works for us and if it works for our community. Like when we opened our new Collicutt branch, that just happened at the right time, and I'm so excited for that, and I really look forward to seeing what the future holds.